Hello and welcome to another video. In this video I will talk about a new ability that is currently available on Alpha. This ability is called Better Mayors and is probably going to be 0.20. Well, this ability has been teased a few months ago back when they added the newest community project, and since then they haven't added any, which is probably good because otherwise they would have a lot of updates they should have been doing. They also added a swimming pool on Alpha Lobby, which is certainly useful. What this ability does is that it adds fourth perk to most of the new mayors, except Aatrox and Paul, which are still work in progress, except that when admins explained it, they didn't say that they are work in progress. They gave a very whatsoever reason for it. And when electing mayors, the runner-up will have one of its perks, which is going to be highlighted with a star and called Minister perk, active, despite the fact that the mayor will not win. The runner-up is known as Minister, and because the minister didn't win, their perks will not be reset, so in the next election they can run with the same perks again, and they can get another one because they didn't even win, because the one who wins has their perks reset and will have to wait few years before they get all the perks back. One thing that I forgot to mention is that admins have said that they will consider hiding the votes that the other players have cast in an ongoing election, so that every player will decide for themselves which mayor they want to vote and which bonuses they want to benefit from. I said that they will alternate between elections where voting is private and where election votes are public. I am introducing new perks and reworking the election system. They also changed some existing perks and some things that are associated with the particular mayors. I'll start with Diana. First thing you can see in Diana is that by shift left clicking pets you can add them and remove them from favorites. Adding them into favorites will add a star next to their name and will make them appear first no matter which way you sort. Another thing added is XP sharing. XP sharing can be used on any pet for no cost whatsoever and will grant the pet 10% of your active pet's XP, which is increased several ways. One of those ways is by leveling taming. Each taming level gives 0.2%, and at level 60 that will become additional 12% up to 22. When Diana is mayor with her new perk, you will A, unlock 2 more slots, which means you will be able to level 3 pets at the same time and they will all be equally efficient, unlike the way XP share worked, and you will also get 10% bonus to all the XP these pets get, which is ridiculously OP. And I'm very glad this feature was added after I maxed all the pet levels. To increase the amount of pet XP your unsummoned pet gets is by equipping them with XP share, which is going to increase it by 15%. When Diana is mayor and you have all the possible bonuses, you will get 37 of your active pets boost in XP share. Currently, because this thing is on alpha, all mayor perks are active at the same time, which makes explaining it very easy. Unfortunately, I cannot show any mayors because that would be too good to be true. Another affected mayor is Marina, whose new perk grants you a double hook chance based on your own secret chance. Double hook chance can also be obtained from the giant fishing rod and from the double hook attribute, which you can get on lava fishing rods. So which mayor is Finnegan. Unfortunately, I cannot get to garden, which is going to complicate explaining things. It has a new perk which makes all visitors give fine flower, which is the amount of fine flower given is based on the rarity of the visitor. If they are mythic, they will give 10. If they are uncommon, they will give only 1. Or can be given to Caroline in order to gain 5 health and 12 wheat fortune, and can also be used with Sprayinator to attract all existing pests as well as give you 20 farming fortune on the sprayed plot. For that, they also added 5 new visitors despite the forum post claiming there are only 4 of them. And questions are a baker, vinyl collector, pest wrangler, another pest wrangler who has question mark in their name, and ravenous rhino. Rhino is a new mythic visitor who will always give you dedication 4 book, which means the item is actually reliable obtainable instead of having to rely on hope and prayers from the librarian visitor who affecting visitors. They also added more items to the Talbot's shop. First of them is Brown Bandana, which gives you 0.2 bonus pest chance for every pest bestiary tier unlocked, up to 30 if you have all of them maxed. Another item is a French potion, which gives you 20 bonus pest chance for 1 hour, but is very cheap. And last item is an epic cloak, giving you 10 bonus pest chance and decreasing the cooldown between pests. Our affected mayor is Cole, who has gotten a new perk which decreases the forge time by 25%. On top of that, the Mining Fiesta event has been reworked so that instead of having 2 events that last a very long time, you now have 5 events which last 7 in-game days, which should add up for them to last about the same amount of time. Apart from that, there's also a new item that you can obtain from mining, which is called Glossy Gemstone. Gemstones can be used to upgrade mineral armor, which will increase its rarity, which is going to be useful for reforges, and will also give you a tiered bonus, which will affect your mining fortune on non-ore blocks, which is going to be useful if you wish to max or farm mycelium, red sand, or netherrack for good raffle boots. Many new items to the forge. Mithril equipment, which requires 3 enchanted mithril and grants total of 80 mining speed, 20 mining fortune, and additional 20 mining fortune specifically on mithril. A full set bonus granting 30 mining speed and 5 mining fortune while on foreign mines, which, considering how cheap this item is and it only takes 30 minutes to forge per item, is extremely good for early game and will potentially be useful even on bingo. Equipment can be upgraded to titanium equipment, which will increase the mining speed from 80 total to 120 total, mining fortune from 20 total to 40 total, and instead of giving 20 bonus for mithril, you now give 40 mining fortune against mithril and titanium. Bonus is also increased to give you more mining fortune and mining speed on dwarven mines. Item is Gleaming Crystal, which grants lustrous reforged when combined with a pickaxe or a drill. This item is currently the best reforge for mining fortune specifically. They also added gemstone equipment. There is Amethyst Gauntlet, Jade Belt, Sapphire Cloak, and Ember Necklace. Together they give a set bonus giving you 25 mining fortune while on Crystal Hollows and 30 mining fortune while mining the respective gemstones, as well as granting 120 mining speed and 40 mining fortune. This is not an upgrade to titanium equipment, but is in fact a separate set. Fox has previously been a pretty disappointing mayor, with first of all perks granting a bonus to candy gained during Spooky Festival, another granting bonus to gifts obtained from Jury Workshop, and last scheduling a random event which can be either Spooky Festival, Mining Fiesta, or Fishing Festival. It's been changed so that instead of having 2 perks which grant bonus to different event items, there's only 1 perk, Sweet Benevolence, which grants bonus to candy and gifts during Spooky Season and Cherry Season respectively, as well as granting 30% bonus to chocolate obtained from dupe rabbits. Has also obtained a new perk, Time for Giving, which will grant players party chests and party gifts that can be obtained from their respective event. Party chests spawn instead of spooky chests and drop the same items as spooky chests, but drop more of them, but also have a very low chance to drop some unique items. Items included the party equipment, which is referred to as carnival equipment in the forum post, and also carnival tickets, which I will get to later. The chests can also be used to obtain Vampire Mask, which has been previously unobtainable for quite a while, and party gifts are obtained from killing sea creatures, as well as probably the event itself, and function similarly, having a chance to give more items than red gifts, but also have a low chance to give these items, as well as a new item which is called Snowman Hat, which grants you bonus to items obtained from gifts. Change to Foxy is that she now triggers a carnival, which are 3 different minigames. In each of them you have to do a specific task in order to get points, which you can then exchange for some bonuses over at this NPC. You can either buy masks, which have various bonuses, which are, for example, more stats on foraging islands, doubling the stats of Pipette, which is actually interesting, this thing which is not interesting, this thing which is possibly interesting, this thing which is not interesting, and this thing which could potentially be interesting in some speedups, as well as a camera accessory which will give you intelligence for every unique mask you have in the bag, up to 6, assuming that already existing masks cannot be obtained. Apart from buying items, you can also purchase upgrades to the main events in SkyBlock, such as the Spook event, Season of Jerry, Fishing Festival, and Mining Fiesta. Those upgrades do not grant any SkyBlock XP, so you can choose which ones you upgrade depending on which you will find most useful. Mining Fiesta, one of the perks increases your chance to find titanium, another gives you more powder during the event, which is interesting because that's not what people do Mining Fiesta for, another gives you mining fortune during Fiesta, which is going to be very good. and last one increases your chance to find refined minerals and glossy gemstones. For Fishing Festival, you have a chance for sharks to drop more shark fins, higher chance for sharks to drop shark teeth, higher chance to fish up sharks, and fishing wisdom during the festival. For Jerry, you can get more red gifts, get more coins and skill experience from gifts, get more gifts from all sources during the season of Jerry, which includes fishing, and Icy Hook, which will give you a higher chance to catch winter sea creatures. For Spooky Festival, you have higher chance to find trick or treat or party chests, higher chance for green candy to turn into purple candy, chance to fish up spooky sea creatures, and more candy from all sources. Bitic in Spooky Festival, Fishing Festival, farming contests, and opening party chests or party gifts will grant you carnival tickets, which can be used to play the carnival, but I don't think they are currently consumed on alpha, which might be a bug. Regardless, it's time to play the minigames. To play the minigames, you should talk to Chantel, who will tell you specific things you have to do in each of the minigames in order to get extra reward. If you are on alpha and you want to get a special item, you need to complete all of these quests as well as many other items which you can find, list of which you can find at Centauri. But first, I will now look at the minigames. So, for fishing, a special fishing rod, and your goal is to fish up the fish over here. It doesn't matter what fishing rod you use, but it matters which fish you catch. Blue ones being in the middle, red ones being the easiest and giving lowest amount of points, and gold ones, or yellow as they are referred to, give most points. Okay, the tickets have now been consumed. That previously didn't happen, so that's good. The amount of score you get in the minigame will reflect on how many tokens you will obtain, which you can then use to spend at the NPC I showed. You can quit whenever you want if you manage to get the thing you wanted for quest, or if you just don't care enough to participate, such as I do. Another minigame, which is the most simple, is, I forgot its name, is fruit digging. You will get a shovel and you will be asked to dig sand. You can only dig up 10 blocks, it doesn't matter which ones you choose, because it's based on random chance. You have 5 minutes to choose the 10 blocks you will mine, and you will get variety of fruit, which will give you some score. There are multiple types of fruits, and you will need to get unique types of fruits if you wish to get that one quest, and yeah, there's nothing really interesting about this. So yeah, the game will kick you out after you get 10 blocks, and I can just show it because I'm pretty much done with that. So yeah, I got 3000 score from this. My high score is 4.1000 and overall high score is 5000, which means this thing is useful for those who do not want to depend on skills to get the carnival tokens, because this thing in particular a lot of people complained about. Get a thing that's similar to the blowgun you have in Rift, and your goal is to hit the zombies. One of the quests requires you to hit 75 of them in less than 2 minutes, which is quite a challenging task. Obviously, the ones with better helmets and the ones that are smaller are going to be more effective, and you can also hit lit up redstone lamps to get some bonus points, which will increase depending on how many lamps you will hit. I however very much do not want to participate with this anymore, so I'm just going to stop with it. Think Foxy is the most interesting mayor now. You are wrong, because the most interesting mayor is Diaz, because she adds more items. Not completely sure how Diaz is going to work, but it's probably reflected by these 3 NPCs, which are located next to the tavern. First of those NPCs functions as an auction for stocks, in which people can bid on, and depending on how well they bid compared to other people, the amount of stock of stonks they will. Minimum bid is 2 million coins, and everyone who will bid will get at least 1 stock of stonks, who they be able to claim here. As new perks, unrelated to this thing completely, is that she doubles the item quantity in Chance Auction, Chance Special, and Rift Chance. On top of that, 2 additional chance special auctions will be available, so that instead of having what I think are 3 items there, you will have 5 of them. Which is going to be very good, because the items obtained there are very expensive and have been since they were released. Trust me, I kept track. On this stock auction, stocks can also be obtained from participating in Chance Auction and Dark Auction. As perk, long-term investment will, quote, the elected minister will appear in the next election with all of their available perks, which, if I understand correctly, the runner-up, no matter how many perks they have, will appear in the next election as a candidate with all of their perks unlocked, which is going to be useful, for example, if people want to farm foxes specifically and they want all 4 of our perks. The perk which previously increased the amount of interest you get has been removed, and the perk that increased the amount of items you can buy from NPCs is still here to stay. Stock of stones can be used at this NPC to purchase new items. First of those items is Golden Bounty, which can be applied in an anvil of any item that has Scavenger 5 on it to increase the level of Scavenger to 6. Other item purchasable here is Avaricious Chalice, which can be used to upgrade Emerald Ring to Emerald Artifact, giving it 4 times as many coins every minute. And it can also be used to upgrade Crown of Greed to Crown of Avarice, which is going to give you bonus damage and magic find for every digit of coins collected from killing mobs. So based on a Scavenger Talisman, their mob drops and so on. Despite it not stating anything about the coins having to be collected when the helmet is equipped, it seems to function like that, because if I equip it, it now starts to work, which is going to complicate maxing this item very much. Only silver lining could be that the 1 million coins you get from killing ghosts is going to work on this, which means you would have to get that item 1,000 times in order to get this, which is still going to be an experience. Other item is Golden Fragment. You will need 8 of them in order to upgrade Midas Sword, Midas Staff, or Daedalus Axe. When upgrading Daedalus Axe, it will change it from giving 4 damage per taming level to give you 5 damage per taming level, which means instead of the max being 240 base damage, you will have a 300. Oh, it also adds this tiny ability, which gives you half a magic find against mythological creatures for each bestiary tiers or 4 mythological creatures you have unlocked, up to 60 magic find against mythological creatures, which I actually don't mind, because despite many people complaining about it, this means that Chimera will be more obtainable. What this item does to Midas items is that you can now, that their ability will now be maxed at 5 times as many coins. If you are worried that your item does not have that many coins paid for it, it's okay, because you can give them to Aurelia over here, and you can set the amount of coins you want to have on the item, which I cannot do because it's already maxed. And when this is done, it becomes incredibly overpowered. One thing that I cannot show you but is related is that Midas Jewel Reforge has been changed, that instead of gaining a massive amount of intelligence, it now grants ability damage instead. At legendary rarity it gives 8%, and at mythic rarity it gives 10. I unfortunately maxed my items, which means I do not have the Gilded Reforge anymore. Last item in here are freshly minted coins, which have a global limit of 5,000 units purchased every 4 hours, which is going to be interesting because you need quite a lot of them. You can use this item to upgrade Scavenger Talisman, which has been changed to give half a coin per level of killed enemy, to grant 0.6 coins per level of killed enemy, and you can also upgrade it to Scavenger Artifact, which is going to give you 75 cents per level of killed enemy. For this you will need Blood-Soaked coins, which also require Hemogas, which means Rift progression. You can also use this item to upgrade Talisman of Coins into Ring of Coins, as well as Artifact of Coins and Relic of Coins. All of those items will seemingly give you more coins, but Relic of Coins is special in a way that it also has a low chance of granting Stock of Stonks. Last notable change has been made to Bazaar. In Oddities there is now a new category of items called Upgrade Fragments, and the following items can have been moved there, so that they are in one place. For those who are more interested in the alpha part of this update rather than the update part of this update, when you talk to Centauri, they will give you a checklist of things you have to do in order to qualify to get a special item, which I will gladly show you on main. But before I do that, I would like to thank you all for so much for watching, and I also point out how this clock is very cool, because it's in fact live. As you can see in a few seconds, it will move to the vertical position, which is very cool. For doing all the quests, you will obtain this item, a campaign poster, which is similar to the French bread, or Pioneer pickaxe, or other special items that have been obtained by participating on Alpha Network. It's probably a reference to something. I don't know the reference. I also forgot to mention that DRP will no longer close Auction House, but will rather double the amount of tax you will pay on Auction House. So if you want to use Auction House during DRP, you will have to pay for it. If you don't, nothing changes for you. So yeah, thanks for watching.